Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the market close. It is hump day, middle of the week, and we got a green day. After yesterday, this is a nice catch your breath moment, because yesterday, what a day to not have a market close, huh? What a day. Probably probably the one day of the week that we wanted a market close the most. We didn't have one, but that's the nature of the Financial Express. So the Financial Express, by the way, it's not gone away. It's back. It is active today. So if we do 4 supers or 4 gifted subs, or a combination of the two. Also, if you gift one to yourself, that counts. And speaking of that, the busy girl got busy before the stream started and, well, joined the channel membership. That's a Goat Squad event. So we have our first goat in the building. This is our evil Monopoly goat who is in here to say hi. And guys, that puts us 3 away from adding a show tomorrow. So the way the Financial Express works, because this is our first time we've missed it, because of the way you guys had taken to it in, well, not December, but in January and February, we decided that it would become a permanent fixture of the year. So it's permanent, but if we miss it, there's no opportunity to get it back on track until the next live stream. So, for example, if we miss it today, there's no market closes until, well, we'd have a chance to add one back on Sunday. So that's just kind of the way it works. So, you know, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Anyway, you guys are pretty good. You guys are pretty good. And speaking of that, Paul is in with a super sticker, $1 right here. And there we go. You see, we're halfway there. This is our TSX, our Bay Street goat, all ready for the bell. I'm ready for the bell, of course. I'll tell you, I got these alarms now on my watch so I don't miss the bell. And it was weird to have the alarms going off on a day when I wasn't doing the market close. I'm like, what? What? I need to ring a bell. But nonetheless, we're back today. We got an interesting market. We've got a lot of the green that we're seeing today. Believe it or not, crypto kind of leading the way today. So we've got crypto doing really, really well. And we also got a bit of a recovery in the Magnificent 7 on the US side. So a few different things. Well, you know what? First of all, let's just go to the market. Let's take a look. Here we go. So this, of course, is our TSX. As you can see, this is what we missed yesterday. Look at that candle, guys. And it's not just this. I mean, you've got to look at it. There's the gap, too. So not only we started way down. We started way down and we plunged. Then this candle here, we had a little bit of recovery coming back in. And then you can sort of see here, Wednesday started right here. We came in, well, you know, we kind of moved around a little bit. We're up a little bit. We are up 0.43% today. So we're a little bit, I'd love to see it more. I would love to see it more. It would be a lot more meaningful of a recovery. I also, gosh darn it, I want to see us get above the blue line. So that blue line, well, you can see, it started where we came into the month. So we need to, if we want a green month again, and guys, this will be our 12th green month in a row if we get it. We need to get up there. We got lots of month left. Lots of month left to do it. So we'll see how that all works. But this big drop yesterday, wow. What can I say? Looking south of the border today, the U.S. is a little bit closer to getting above the blue line. They had a similar drop yesterday. Now, they did a lot of it in the gap. Look how big their gap is compared to where our gap is. And then they went into recovery. They were recovering yesterday, and that was what we actually had a office hours last night. And the first office hours of every month is open to everybody. So channel members, of course, get all of them, but anybody can come to the first one. So yeah, we were kind of predicting last night that today we could see that momentum that was picking up towards the end of yesterday carry us into a green day. And that is exactly what happened. So the S&P 500 up 0.86. And I mentioned two drivers, crypto and tech. Look at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ up 1.57, and they have moved up above the blue line. So they are currently in a green march. So not too shabby. All right, to finish out the markets, we get the Dow Jones Industrial. They're up 0.6, but still below the blue line. The Russell has broken back up above the blue line. So these are our small caps. They're doing fantastic. All right, let's take a look at our commodities here. Oh, I'll leave Bitcoin out of the picture for now. We've got gold. Gold's almost up a full percent. It's up 0.98. Silver. Silver having a good day, up 1.79. Sorry, it's now 1.83. It changed as I was saying it. Copper also up. Platinum, 3.64. And WTI, oil, up 0.54. So oil has not exploded as much as a lot of people have been thinking. And obviously, there's this whole thing going on now where the U.S. says that they are going to escort ships through the Strait of Hormuz or through the port. We'll see how that's going to work. I haven't. The only thing I heard today about at least naval is that apparently a U.S. sub actually sunk an Iranian ship. What's significant about that is this is the first ship to be sunken by a sub since World War II. Believe it or not, nobody's done it since World War II. So this is the first time. This is the first time since World War II. That's quite the feat. Quite the feat. All right, and I mentioned Bitcoin. So let's take a look here. So Bitcoin having a great day, up 7.68%. And Ethereum as well, up 9.61%. Of course, if you're thinking about Bitcoin, you're probably thinking about MSTE. MSTE. Now, this looks kind of messy, but they are up 9.51% today. So having a very good day. Gary Gill is finally happy. Gary Gill is probably dancing around, doing a Gary Dill dance-a-thon. Well, anyway, so yeah, MSTE up. What can I say? All right, guys, now let's hit the heat maps. We will start with, of course, Canada and our banks. Banks looking better today, a bit of a recovery. Royal Bank, though, is down 0.02, but everybody else seems to mostly be up there. We got TD up 0.81, BMO up a full percent, Scotiabank up 0.7, CIBC up 0.38, and what's National Bank? Up 0.24. So a little bit of recovery in the banks. Our gold stocks, for the most part, they're up. Look at this, Barrick Gold up 0.33. Wheat and precious metals up 1.36. Cameco still doing okay, up another 2% today. Of course, Carney was just in India, and they have signed a big energy deal that includes Cameco uranium. So that's not a bad thing. Overall, though, oil's kind of a mixed bag. I mean, look at CNQ. Canadian Natural Resources down 0.51. Imperial Oil down 0.69. Cenovus doing okay. Suncor kind of down a little bit, but not that much. Our pipelines mostly down. Enbridge down 0.67. And our railroads today. Come on, CN and CP. CN is almost down 1%. And CP Kansas City down 1.53%. Looking at our tech, oh boy, even though the U.S. tech is having a good day, Constellation Software down 2.16. It seems like when tech in the U.S. is having a good day, Constellation Software has a bad day. When tech in the U.S. has a bad day, Constellation Software has a good day. So we'll have to see how this goes. Utilities all looking good. Look at that. Here's Fortis down here, sitting up there, 0.27 up. So not too shabby. All right. Switching south of the border. Not a lot of red. Not a lot of red. So look at this. We got NVIDIA up 1.63. Apple and Google both down a tiny bit, but Microsoft up 0.87. Meta up 2%. I actually got out of my meta trade today, so I'm happy about that. Netflix, 1.21% up, so doing okay. Amazon's up. Our defensive, I guess our defensive stocks are honorary defensive stocks. Eli Lilly and Johnson & Johnson, both down a wee bit. All right, now let's head into crypto. Holy banana bread, look at all this green. Everybody's pretty much up. And look at Dogecoin, up 15.20%. Didn't Larry say he was going long on, or going with a 2x bear on Dogecoin? Good move, Larry. I don't know if you're here yet, but good move. I can zoom in now, guys, because new mouse. I got a new mouse, and now it works. It works really, really well. All right. All right. So we've got a green day on the market. Let's just grab a red. We're nice and deep. Let's grab this one. What do we got here? We got hedge, or hig. Hedge. I guess there's no D, so a hege. I don't know what this is. It's like a hedge against inflation that lost the D and your money at the same time. So I'm really not sure what this is. It's got a hedgehog, so yeah, I guess it's probably a meme coin, but it is not worth much. It's worth 0.097 of a penny. It's I'm never gonna touch this. I'm never gonna touch it. And no matter how much I need a hedge against inflation, it's not going to be the one missing a D. That's for sure. This is a crap coin for good reason. It is like going to the casino, throwing your dice at the craps table, and coming up with a bad roll. This would be a bad roll for sure. Well, I mean, if it's based off a hedge hold and you were to roll with it, that's a lot of spikes, guys. So this is not a good coin. Honestly, if you are interested in it, though, and maybe you are, do your homework. Read your white paper. Check out the developers on social media. Do whatever it takes to make sure that it's a right fit for you. I don't think it is. It's not a right fit for me. There's money to be made in crypto, guys, especially today. But it's not with one of these. It's with the big coins. It's with your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your XRP, Solana, Cardano, and gosh darn it, especially today, even the Dogecoin. Look at this. I'm going to pull this up here for a second, guys. Yeah, Doge has been on a roll lately. Holy banana bread. So yeah, there's some money to be made in crypto for sure. All right, let's get back to the TSX. Here we go. We still got 45. We still got 15 minutes left of the market, and this is 15 minutes behind on TradingView. So we got 30 minutes till we got the final data. So, let's go to the chat. That's what I want to do. I want to see how the heck you guys are, and we'll start with Stan. Stan is in the house with a hello all. Hey, Stan, how are you doing? Oh, we got Lance. Good afternoon, everyone. How was your day in the market? Oh, that sounds vaguely familiar. Vaguely familiar. It sounds a lot like this. Good afternoon and welcome to the market close. How was your day on the market? So nice. I'm going to call this as a homage to this. We'll just go with that. I don't know if that was your intention, but I respect it nonetheless. Scott says, good afternoon to all. Buying back into Ferran today. Yes, so Scott took some profits from Ferran. Now, I'm leaving Ferran alone. They're sitting in the 0 to 100K challenge, and they're doing fantastic. Now, let's actually, you know what? Oh, let's pull this up. Let's actually take a quick look. All right. Did they actually, and they probably did. They probably did retreat a little bit. Whoops. All right. FTG, come on. Ferran, here we are. Yeah, here's that, there's that little bit of a retreat right in there. And that's kind of what I've been expecting that. So yesterday was kind of one of those days that even if you are still got a lot of momentum, a lot of companies ended up getting that little correction anyway. So, and that's not a bad thing. And I think that's a good thing for Ferran. So yeah, not bad, not bad, Scott. I think Ferran is going to continue to do well. So I do like it. A Paralovia. Well, hello, all fellow investors. Did enjoy my BIR.T today. Mining stock still asleep, but will wake. Yeah. And here we go. Let's go. Let's go to BIR. So Birch Cliff Energy. And pull up the 1 year on that. So yeah, I mean, it's, this is one, I mean, it has been slowly moving up. It has been. Now you might look and you say, oh, look, it's in a little bit of a downtrend, but it'll bounce back. This is one of those companies, I think, I do like them. I do like them overall. All right, let's see here. Scott says, happy BIR.T. When I see that, my first thing I want to do is I think birthday. I don't know why. My mind goes to birthday. Relaxing Rains is happy. Woot woot. Speaking of rains, we got a lot of rain coming in the next week here in Ottawa. The temperature is finally, the cold, I don't know if it's over completely yet, but today it's +7. Today's +7. We got about 10. I think we got 5 to 10 on the, actually on Friday. I think we're getting 10 millimeters, 5 to 10 on Saturday, and then next, I think on Wednesday, either Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, 10 to 15 millimeters and like 13 degrees. So maybe I can smell spring in the air. Maybe I can. And of course, I know in BC, British Columbia, looking forward to this weekend because it's the last time they ever have to change their clocks. So it's like, dial it in, daylight savings time forever. So I'm really hoping that that's a trend that catches on because I hate the time change. I really, 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 really do. All right, now before we get to Nice, we have a $2 super sticker, and we got from Roku. Let's push the train out of the station. Yeah, guys, we're now one away from adding a show tomorrow. I know you guys are going to do it. It's just one away, and that, of course, is my favorite goat, Space Goat. I finally can say Space Goat without saying Space Ghost, because, who doesn't love Space Ghost? All right. And thank you very much, Roku. So, oh, and guys, one of the things we were talking about last night, oh, wait a minute. I got to say hi to Nice. I have to say hi to Nice, and then we'll say. So Nice says, hi all. Hello, Nice. How are you doing? And very quickly, Wahipple too. Hey, everyone. Finally got a slow day. Nice. Nice. And Doorpat. We need crypto to the moon. I'm still 20% down. Hi, everyone. All right. Well, let's hope so. And I know there's still a lot of people. And there's a lot of people in this community, guys, that believe crypto, in particular, Bitcoin. There's a lot of people in this community. I'm not going to say like it's not like 50%. Like I would say maybe 2%. There's about a 2% minority in the community that does believe that Bitcoin is a scam, that does believe it's worth absolutely nothing. I sure hope they're not right. That's what I'm saying. Because I do have faith in it. I do have faith in it as a technology. And ironically, guys, here's something I was thinking about the other day. If you look at AI, as AI agents start doing things and they start transacting online, do you really think that AI isn't going to just grab something like crypto? That they're not going to go crypto because that would be the quickest, most efficient way to transfer between agents? Of course they're going to go crypto. So it's kind of almost like, cryptocurrency may have set the stage for the financial market for AI. It's a thought. It's a thought. I could be completely wrong, but it does kind of make sense. It does kind of make sense. All right, we got here, yeah, the Nightbot saying, so we're one away, we're one away. Roku says, howdy y'all, basically halfway recovered. Here's to a good tomorrow. Yeah, let's see, let's continue this. I'd like to see another green day tomorrow for sure. Paul says, good afternoon. And Sue says, hi all, a much better day than yesterday. Fingers crossed it continues for the rest of the week. Yes, all right. All right, guys, so I put a question last night in office hours, and I think quite a few of you were there. We had a lot of fun with the bingo game the other day. If you missed the bingo game, oh gosh, that was so much fun. We're going to try to do it every so often. And I need to, here's the thing, and this is kind of one of the things I was thinking about, is that whenever we do it, like maybe we'll do it once a month or something, let's actually do a thing where if we get a bingo, that would just add the next station. So we don't have to worry about, supers and gifted subs. It would be like, all right, we got a bingo, good. Monday show is, or if we did it on Monday, Tuesday show is done. Now, and I was thinking about that, I was even thinking further, because as we're playing bingo, that's usually later in the show. If we are playing bingo and we get a bingo, but we've already secured the next show, we'll just add it to the next show type thing. So anyway, I was thinking that way there, it gives it makes, it gives the bingo a bit of a bite. It gives it a bit of a bite. No, I think Lance is probably our our resident bingo expert. So hopefully that would be fun. I think that would be fun. All right. Oh, I already did that one, and I did that one. All right, let's get to this one. Rory, hi there, bought HYLD and bank on the dip, waiting for EIT to get to my price. All right, well, hopefully, but EIT, they've been operating on all cylinders lately, so you may be out of luck, but you never know. You never know. We got a war going on, so anything could happen. Rory, wasn't a deal, just a memorandum. Oh, was it really? Just, okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay, so we're talking about the India nuclear power thing. All right. Okay. Fair enough. Funny thing is, when I was listening to it on the news, they were actually calling it a deal. So I did not realize it was just a memorandum. But nonetheless, let's hope it does turn into. Now, I do know that there's still negotiations that are probably going to take a year going on there. And there's actually talk as well with India that maybe down the road, we could even be looking at a free trade deal. So that could be pretty cool. All right. Now, this is, I love this comment for a reason here, Paul, and I'll tell you in a second. So bought MSTE February 23rd at 328, and that is up 15.2% since. Bought PLTE February 23rd, 1721, and that's up 13.8%. So yeah, the two winners. So today I was scripting, and the video I scripted today, I'm going to film it tomorrow. Now that one will not be available until Tuesday, but channel members will be able to watch it on Monday. So I'm kind of like, basically, I'm a full video ahead. So, the video that's coming out for this week, for tomorrow, well, tomorrow for the channel members, that one, I did that one already. So the next one coming out, I'm actually doing a deep dive into MSTE. And there's a reason why I'm doing that. One, MSTE, I think the structure of MSTE is one of those structures that a lot of investors don't understand. And two, MSTE just turned one. They were launched at the beginning of March last year. So we got a year of data. So that one's going to come out. And I think that one, oh gosh, this one's going to be one of those ones that I almost feel like I should just ask Gary Gill if I could throw his face on it. But yeah, that one will be coming out on Tuesday. So definitely watch for that one. All right, Tom says, going large on Air Canada again, average at 1904. Not a bad price. Not a bad price at all. And quite literally. Now, the big thing is, though, if the war stretches on you could be in that trade for a little bit of time. But it's not that bad of a thing. If you've just sort of got, like, all right, I got my one trade reserved. I know I'm probably waiting a month. That's cool. But you never, gosh, you know what? You never know. You never know. And it's kind of one of these things. There's been a lot of talk about everybody's about to run out of missiles, and Trump is saying, no, we got tons of missiles. We might get to a situation that this war ends sooner than later, simply because they don't have any missiles left. And I don't know if anybody wants a ground war. That's where things get really messy. So now we'll see. We'll see how this is all going to go. But definitely a good move. Definitely a good move for sure. Lisa is in the house with a hi, everyone. All right, and Jackie's here saying, good afternoon. Yesterday you mentioned you'd take profits from XEG at some point soon if you bought in lately. At what price point would you take the profits? All right. So yeah, it's kind of that thing. Like right now, we have not seen that big movement. So right now, looking at XEG, and here, let's actually, let's pull this up. I'm going to actually put XEG into my swing list. Let's go over to swings. And let's add, I don't think I already have them here, do I? No, I don't, because, all right, so we'll put in XEG. Perfect. This is what I want. All right, XEG. All right, there we go. All right, so here is kind of this movement. So right now, we haven't seen a lot, and I just want to contract this a little bit. So already before this war happened, XEG was already in. Well, here, oh my gosh, you know what? I can see something right now, guys. Let's actually drag up this line here, and let's just move it in about, that looks about right, actually. All right. All right, and let's bring it in on this side. Yeah, about here. So yeah, so XEG has already been in an ascending channel. So that's the interesting thing. So, even here, this one little spike, it still stayed true to this channel, even despite the fact that right now we're getting a little bit of choppy. Like this is what I call a little bit of choppiness. But, here's the thing. Let me just extend this a little bit. So right away, our next move, and I don't see us going down. Not while the war is on. We're not really going to go down. We could... I would call where we're at right now being down. So right now, our next move is probably going to take it up to about $25. And we could break out depending on what happens, obviously. But yeah, if I had put money into XEG, and I'm thinking about a war that may go for a month. Well, in a case like that, I may sort of look at this channel and say, all right. So, the extra. Now, obviously, whatever I already had there, that was my normal XEG investment, that'd be fine. I'd just leave that alone. But the extra I put in, if I was planning to try to milk some money out of the war, I would sort of look at it this way and say, all right, towards the end of March, or even here, like even as far as here, up here, we're up around 26. So that's kind of the target I think I would be looking at in that situation. Mind you, this could still play out, even if it moves up, but we'll have to see how this goes. Obviously, as well, if we get some escalations, and we've had there's a lot of countries right now that are involved in this war because they've either been hit, even Turkey got shot at. I think was it a missile? I think it was a missile they sent at Turkey, but NATO shot it down. So they're saying, nope. Turkey's a NATO member. You're not shooting missiles at NATO. I guess the only one they're allowed to shoot missiles at is the United States because the United States started this whole mess. But, so yeah, that's what I would kind of be looking at. And I was also just, we got 1 minute to the bell. And also just keeping track of what's going on in the news. Keeping track of if all of a sudden a bunch of oil refineries start getting hit and and it looks like we're going to get more of a restriction. And if we break out of here, if we broke out, I would almost seriously consider, I might even throw in a stop loss at a point like that. So you got to kind of gauge it as it goes with where we're going. But I think right now, even if we weren't in a war, this is not a bad entry point. Because even just for a simple swing trade, right now, going from like 23.96. I think there's a good chance you could get up to 25, even without the war. So that's, you know, that's kind of where I would play that. All right, now, Gursky. Oh, bell, it is time. And the market's closed. All right, let's turn off that alarm. Gursky's in the house with a hello, everyone. And Samantha says, happy hump day, everyone. And Gursky minus 20. Holy banana bread. It's +7 here right now, guys. +7. Rory minus 15. I guess the West is now paying for it. Paul, what is it where you're at? Well, you're on the island. It's probably fine. Oh, look at that. So +7 for Scott in Mississauga, and Paul's right in there. 8 in forecast in the BC Lower Mainland. There we go. Yeah, I almost put this in the title, TA. So MDA Space, they had their earnings call today. Actually, you know what? Let's do it in here for the moment. I want MDA. MDA. Whoops. What the banana bread? Okay. I don't know what I did. Let's try this again. MDA. Oh, MDA. Here we go. MDA Space. Perfect. All right. And they are up 7% today. So 7.08%. And you can sort of see they had earnings. And here's their earnings. Their earnings were fantastic. That's to say the least. So on earnings, they were up 13.34%. That's beautiful. And on revenue, they were up 5.87%. So even though a few people were a little, I've heard a lot of skepticism. Like when I named the stocks to watch this year, this is one of the ones that was on that list. And I got a bit of people saying, you're wrong on this one, Candace. You know, I love you, but you're wrong. I'm like, nope. I don't think I am. You know, obviously there's still a lot of year left, but they had a really good earnings, and you can see right in here. Here was basically this is their first hour. I mean, yeah, they were up and down, but they're mostly up here. So 7% now, 7%. So there's still 15 minutes of data left to come in, but yeah, MDA Space looking good, and they will definitely benefit from some of the space, some of the defense deals, especially Arctic, as that is a focus moving forward for sure. All right, Scott says the India deal is supposed to be finalized by December. Okay, fair enough. And Lance says, went to Real Bingo the other day, won some money, and threw it on my Visa. Okay, nice. Hopefully you won a good amount. Paul says Mark Carney is all talk with nothing happening, just fake photo ops. Well, I don't know. If some of these memorandums, if some of them actually do develop, that's not a bad thing. And obviously some of the China stuff, some of the reductions in tariffs, that was definitely real. But I do know you're not a Mark Carney fan, for sure. We got Mary in the house with a hello all. And her thumbs up. Guys, Mary is our official captain of the like button. So if you have not yet hit that like button, now's the time. It really does help the algorithm, which helps the channel, which is fantastic. And you guys are off. You guys are already off to a good start. Like I just refreshed my test box, and you're at 33 likes. Let's get that to 50. Let's get that to 50, and we'll go from there. While you guys are hitting that like button, I'm going to have some coffee here. Oh gosh, that is so good. Oh, I always look forward to Mary coming in because I can have that first nice big sip of coffee. Paul says MSTE and PLTE was just price return, not including the coming distributions. That's right. I think they both pay out on the 6th, don't they? Rory says from $19 to $3. Yeah. But you want to watch, and I will say something. So I've been rough on MSTE. I have, absolutely. But I'll tell you, after doing the research on this video and actually looking at the structure and then looking at the returns, keeping the structure in mind, MSTE is a little better than I've given them credit for. I'm saying it. They're a little better than I've given them credit for. I hate to say that. But I will say this, they're not for everybody. And that'll come out in the video. So you'll want to watch this. This video won't be out, guys, until Tuesday, or if you're a channel member, Monday. All right. And Rory says, just watch. MSTE will rebound at $15 and I'll miss it. Oh, why didn't I buy it at $3? Bleak is in the house with a hey all. And Rory says, turkey got shot at. Yes, there was a turkey shoot. Oh, that reminds me of something funny, Scott. I'll tell you in a second. So NATO actually shot down, one of the NATO defense systems shot down a missile that was aimed at, was named at a U.S. base in Turkey. Now, turkey shoot. So back in Sea Cadets, we had a turkey shoot one year. It was just before Christmas at the rifle range, and so they were like, everybody was like, all right, well, draw your, draw your target. So we had to draw a little picture that was going to be put on our target. And everybody was drawing little turkeys and stuff like that. And I'm like, I just turned, I said, am I allowed to draw anything I want? They said, yes, you are. I said, perfect. So I drew a black square. Because these pictures were going right in front of the target. So as other people were trying to aim at pictures, basically I had a target in the middle of my paper, the exact same size as the target behind it, just a black square on white paper. So I had no problem hitting my target. And, I won a turkey. So it's probably the only time I've ever won something, shooting something, because I typically wasn't super good at shooting, but I could hit a black square on a white piece of paper. So anyway, I ended up donating the target to. We were having a little small party at one of the other person's houses, so I ended up donating it to that party, and we all had turkey and alcohol, as Sea Cadets do. Jersky says, would you take profits on CNQ and Pemina and use all the money on Oily or ENCL? Well, you see, here's the thing. I got both of them. I've got 3 of the 4 in the challenge. I do have ENCL. Here's the thing. ENCL, obviously, you're going to, if oil explodes, and so far oil hasn't. We've had some movement to the upside, but we haven't had that explosion that a lot of people are like, oh, it's going to explode, it's going to explode. It hasn't yet. If it explodes, here's the thing. C&Q, I wouldn't even put Pemina in this list because they're more of transportation. So I think they're going to be steady. They'll still make more money, but I don't think they would be in that equation. But CNQ has that opportunity to actually go up without any unrestricted upside. ENCL will have that restricted upside. Now, you do have the 25% leverage. That will certainly help make up some of that lost upside. But here's the thing. I like them both. Honestly, I would probably keep half in CNQ and maybe have half in ENCL, because that way I'm getting full upside on CNQ. And ENCL, I'm still going to do pretty good on that one as well. So yeah, that's kind of how I would look at it. All right, we got the Nightbot. So guys, we are 1 away from adding a show on Thursday, tomorrow. Amrit says, hi, everyone. 11 on Van Island. What part of Van Island are you on, Path? I know a little bit of Vancouver Island. Like, I know Victoria, I know Nanaimo, and I know Campbell River. All right. I know 3 places on Vancouver Island. Let's see. Amrit says, I'm happy to see MSTE sitting at what? 370 territory. Looks to be doing well. Not sure how Bitcoin is doing. I'm sure of how Bitcoin's doing. Here, let me show you. I'll show you how Bitcoin's doing. They were up a little over 7%, but here, let's head over to the Bitcoin chart. Right now, they're sitting up 6.92%. So we got a little bit of a pullback here. But yeah, they made it all the way up to 74,000. So it looks to me like 74,000 is, they hit a bit of a resistance at 74,000. All right. Let's see. And I missed out buying MST at $2.67 because I trigger shy thinking it might be down further. Yeah. Right now, MSTE, they made it to 377. Now, there's still 5 minutes of data left, so that might fall a tiny bit, but that's not too shabby. Like, I got it at 290 in the challenge when I picked up the 10, so that I could, I could understand Gary Gill's plight. I really make fun of Gary Gill too much. I have to get him on the show, so I really do. Let's see, Scott. Oh, you know what? That means that Gary Gill is the new Starbucks. Because I used to go, I want to be sponsored by Starbucks. And then we had that whole weird Starbucks thing. Of course, I know who that was. I appreciate what that person did. But yeah, and I also said, even though I know who it is, I won't reveal who it is. Because, they have to give me permission. Scott says, how does margin work on Wealthsimple? I moved money from my bank checking account and it's taking a week, so I turned on margin to buy a dip on FTG. All right, fair enough. I don't know a lot about margin on Wealthsimple, but my understanding is your holdings that you have on Wealthsimple, that becomes your collateral, and that will also determine the amount of margin that you can get. So that's as much as I know on Wealthsimple. This is where I wish we had. I wish JJ was in the house because he uses it. He knows all about it. But yeah, I don't know any more than that, unfortunately. Let's see, not enough to retire. Uh-oh. Well, you don't make a lot of bingo. Like, what do you make? Like, if you win the jackpot at the bingo game, what's that? $500? Or maybe it's more. It depends on, I guess, the size of the bingo. But the reality is, if it's a big jackpot, it means it's a big bingo, and your chances of winning are a lot smaller. I know the fire hall bingo, when I was a kid, my mom used to always go to this bingo at the fire hall, and its jackpot, I think their jackpot was like, I don't know, $250 or something. It wasn't huge, but you actually had a chance because it was a fire hall. Like, there was like maybe 50 people playing bingo. Paul says the harvest ETFs pay on March 6th, but arrive on Monday. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Like, I get it. I always get my dividends on the weekend. I don't know about you, but so if it comes on March 6th, I'll probably see some of my emails on Saturday, but that's going through Wealthsimple on those ones. I haven't really, I don't get emails on national banks, so I don't know, but I know with the Wealthsimple. Brian says, good afternoon, everyone. In Pathfinder, PRL had a good day today. Looks like the Mr. Market is believing management and looking forward. Propel. You see, and I get out of Propel. I at a small profit because, well, yeah. Let's take a look at this one for a moment here. Propel. Here we go. Whoops. No, actually, I'm just going to add it here. Let's just add it. PRL. Propel Holdings. Here we go. There we go. I don't know if my my lines are still in. Oh, okay. No, even though they had a good day, I got out in here. I got out in here because I had gotten in. I had gotten in about here, and then it went down. So I'd gotten in, and then when it came back up, I got out here because I was like, "Yep, I'm getting out of this one." And look at this. Yeah. Oh. Still down. Still outside of that channel. So at this point, this channel is kind of invalidated now on it. All right. Nice. What do you think about STRC on the USA market? All right. So STRC, this is one of these strategy ones. Let's pull it. Let's actually just pull it up here. We're going to pull it up here. We're in here. Let's just pull it up here. All right. So here we go. Strategy variable rate series A. Boom. So today, obviously, once again, Bitcoin's up. So strategy's up. So this is also up as well. Whoops. Actually, it's not up. It's kind of flat. So 0.004%. Yeah. Oh, boy. And let me just see here. I'm going to pull this down. I'm going to bring this over a little bit here, make it a little bigger, because we had pulled it out for something else. There we go. All right. Now, let's shrink that down. Yikes. Yeah, look at this. What? Oh, that was because of earnings. I was like, what the heck went on there? So I don't know a lot about STRC. I will admit that. Actually, Paul does a lot of playing with this stuff. So Paul is very big on STRC. But the whole general idea is that it's kind of designed to bring some stability to your investment in MicroStrategy, or your strategy, sorry. I keep wanting to call it MicroStrategy, but that's the whole idea. Is it's supposed to bring a little bit of stability. I haven't looked at the structure of what's going on with it. So for that very reason, I'm not gonna muddle in. I have to actually look a little bit deeper. But now after looking, you know, I was going to say, after learning all about the structure and really diving deep into that on MSTE for the next video, I would like to actually look at the structure a little bit more. But I do know it's supposed to bring stability to the whole strategy experience. And it seems to work, because look at this. Even after this huge fall, it got itself back to this level pretty fast. So there might be something to it. But I don't know a lot about it, Nice. Brian says, at the close, my portfolio is right back to before this poop started. Some are up and some are down, but overall, it's the same money. All right, cool. Adriano is big on STRC for retirees. Yeah, if you've got that stability, if you have that stability in there, that is a good thing for retirees, for sure. Now, I don't know what type of a distribution this provides. Now we actually do have to go. Well, let's head over here for a second. All right, let's pull up STRC. Here we are. All right. So yeah, here we go. So yeah, you are getting a pretty good dividend, and you've got a goal to try to maintain. So in a sense, this is a lot like something like a Utes, where you probably are not going to make a lot of growth, but you're looking at steady income. And that does make a lot of sense. Now, mind you, because it is US, obviously you've got to deal with withholding taxes, or if you put it in your RRSP, you're fine. But that's the general idea. And when we look at this, we pull it out the year, you can sort of see, for the most part, other than a couple of these little market events, you can see that it's pretty darn flat. There's a little bit of movement to the upside, and I think there can still be movement to the upside with a fund like this. So like, for example, when Bitcoin moves from where we're at now, so let's say the next big giant pump, if Bitcoin were all of a sudden up around 150, this is going to come up. This will probably come up, unless Saylor has something worked into it to just pay you out instead. I don't know how this works. That's the thing. I need to sort of figure that part out. I haven't really looked too much at it, to be honest. All right. Amrit says, I'm very tempted by FTG, but just not sure if it will continue to keep going. It's had an amazing run. Are you still bullish on FTG? I'm bullish long term. It doesn't mean that it's not gonna be a straight line. Like, I do expect FTG to have some growing pains along the way, but I do like it on the longer term, and that's kind of one of the reasons I put it into the challenge. It's just basically a long-term growth play. All right, hi everyone. Theetkeet is bipolar. Hi. Theetkeet. I don't know who Theetkeet is. All right, let's see. Pathfinder says, I'm halfway between Victoria and Nanaimo. Okay. All right, cool. Duncan is halfway. Hi, everyone. The market is... Oh, that's what you were saying. Theetkeet is the market. Okay, I get it. I was like, should I know what Theetkeet is? All right, the market. All right, I got it. The market is bipolar. Maybe. I guess it needs more lithium investments. Ooh. You know what? I hate to say it, but I need to give myself the laughing goat. All right. And guys, if you guys make me laugh, you get the laughing goat. And if I make me laugh, I get the laughing goat. So the laughing goat for everyone. The laughing goat's for everyone, I guess. All right. So is Earth. Bipolar. Yes, the North and South Pole. There we go. Very clever, Scott. All right, we'll share that laughing goat. Yours wasn't as good though, but it was still good. It was a good anyway. Brian says I do e-transfers to Wealthsimple. Sometimes less than a minute. It's available in my account, but he doesn't use margin. Is margin the same as portfolio line of credit? I got one from Wealthsimple for 4.5 interest. I think so, but once again, I haven't really dug into that, so I think so, but take that with a grain of salt. Scott says, I set up my link to my account, but I haven't looked at how to set up Interact transfers. All right, and the Night Express. The Financial Express is still on, guys. We are one away from adding a show, I think. Wait a minute. Oh, no. Oh, no, guys, there's a super. There's a super in there somewhere. Here it is. A Sky in with a 149 super sticker. Guys, that is tomorrow's show. It is now on the books, and the Goat Squad, we got our Professor Goat. We got our Math Goat out. Awesome. All right. Thank you, Sky. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. I don't know how I missed. Oh, it just came out. That's why. I was like, how did I miss that one? All right. Let's see here. Now, where the banana bread was I? Right about here, I think. Yeah, we were just after. Oh, and quickly, I need to turn off the financial. I need to turn off the night bot. There we go. Night bot turned off. All right. And Tom says, yeah, the only problem with STRC is that it's in U.S. funds. So yeah, that becomes that withholding tax problem for sure. Let's see. Brian says my bank is set up, but I still do e-transfers because it's basically instant. $3,000 transfer limits, though. Yeah. Let's see. Gary Gill had the guy behind ISBG, which is an interesting strategy with Bitcoin and gold. Designed to balance them out, I guess. I feel like this would be cool if we had it traded on the TSX. That's actually not a bad idea. I mean, yeah, sort of a Bitcoin gold fund, and you sort of balance them out depending on which way the markets go. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'll have to check that video out. STRC pays 11.5%. APR pays monthly. If price goes above 100, they lower distribution. If price is below 100, they increase the distribution. Okay. Okay, so that's how they maintain that price, by sort of a slider on the distribution. Okay, interesting. And I see, guys, I told you that Paul would know how that one works. Scott, I'm going to have to look into that, Brian. I need to see how to designate the recipient on Wealthsimple. Let's see. Is it still a good time to buy XEG and or ENCL? More upside? Yeah, I think there's still going to be more upside. Like right now, and we kind of just looked, Carol, we actually, here, let me pull it back again. We were looking at, oops, let's see here. Where is XEG? Oh, yeah, it's in the swing list. Of course it is. All right, let's head over to swings. XEG, here we go. So we were looking at this channel that XEG has been in, and they've been in this channel since January. So it's not a war channel. So right now, yeah, there's still movement here. They will break out of this eventually. I think as long as the war's on, though, they're probably not going to break to the downside. So right now, yeah, I think there is still opportunity for XEG, ENCL. I think we're still going to get some upside. And with ENCL, I mean, you're going to get that income anyway, so that's not a bad thing. Let's see. If Duncan is halfway, I'm about 6 to 7. All right, let's see here. I'm about 6, 7. There we go. Oh. You said, as soon as you said 6, 7, I'm thinking of 6, 7, not 6'7". I'm thinking, yeah. Those damn alphas, they've ruined those two numbers for me. All right. Brian says, I started watching that video. I don't know if I just wasn't into watching it at the time, but after a little while, it didn't seem like he wanted to provide much information on it. Okay. Oh. And that's the thing. Sometimes with an interview video, you kind of have to really, I don't know, what's the word for it? Sort of finagle your guest so that they try to give information. It's an interview skill. It's an interview skill. Let's see here. Lisa says, does anybody know of a promotion? I'm not sure. Let's see. Sorry, YouTube needs a delete comment button, don't they? I can delete your comment. But, I thought that there was. I thought there was a little thing on the side where if you clicked at it, you could like pull your comment back. I really think, but maybe it depends on how you're watching it. But I think if you're watching it on on YouTube itself, I'm pretty sure that there's a thing, so you can sort of get rid of a comment. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's there. I know I've used it before where I've said something dumb and I'm like, oh, that's too dumb. And I've, in other people's chats, I'm like, oh, that's kind of dumb. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's there. All right. Let's see here. Yes, the video was a bit boring, but it is an interesting concept. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Samantha's in with a 149 super sticker. Oh, boy. Guys, we have a seasonal goat. This is our St. Patrick's Day goat. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Here we go. Oh my gosh. That one. That's a funny goat. That one cracks me up. It cracks me absolutely up. Oh, sorry guys. Oh boy. All right, St. Patrick's Day goat in the building. Oh, thank you, Samantha, for bringing some laughter to the chat. So yeah, let's see. Scott says, Samantha is at the St. Patrick's Day goat. And Samantha's like, yes. Samantha knew what she was doing. She was being strategic. She's like, I want to make Candace laugh. So I'm going to wait. I'm waiting. So well played. Well played. All right, let's try this again, says Lisa. Does anyone know of a promotional HISA, so a high interest savings account, that is better than Simply's 4.5% for 5 months? Something with minimum requirements because I want to get in and get out. Ah, interesting. I can honestly say I don't know of one, but guys, if you know of any, let Lisa know, please. Let's see, I've already taken advantage of tangerines and CIBC. It's like intro account roulette. That's kind of funny. All right, let's see. I can choose any account each time I transfer. You start the e-transfer from Wealthsimple, not the bank. You go in from the add funds area on Wealthsimple. Oh, I don't see that option to select from except the Wealthsimple checking. This is my confusion. Depends on the game. The one I go to has been as big as 13,000. Oh my gosh. One of the more popular ones has 6 figures, but I'm not that lucky. But yeah, how many people? If you've got 6 figures, you need a lot of people to be playing. And that's the thing. The more people you have playing, obviously, your odds go down of winning. Let's see. Brian says, I do mine on desktop, Scott. I can't stand doing anything on my phone. I prefer to do things on the desktop just because, on the phone, it's pretty much, I don't know. Some people, I've seen people who can, like, with their thumbs, they can type, like, fast. Me, I normally just turn on the voice rec. And I just have it transcribe what I'm saying. It's easier that way. If I'm in a situation where I can't do that, then you get short answers on my phone if you're messaging me. It's like, yes, okay, great, lovely. Just the simple ones. Scott says, we can delete a comment, but you still see it. Okay, there you go. You can delete your comment, but somehow you will still see it. Okay. I mean, if you want to test it, Lisa, like maybe put in a test comment and try to delete it, and I'll tell you if I see a test pop up from you. Pathfinder, I believe YouTube has deleted comment, but it only deletes it for the owner's eyes. Everyone else can still. I don't know about that. I don't know about that part though, Pathfinder. Now, the one thing I will say is if you make a comment on like a video, so not live chat, but if you make a comment on a video, sometimes even though the comment's deleted, the initial message of it being sent to me, I might still see it. But, you know, or sometimes I will see that and then it disappears. Scott says it doesn't matter too much, Brian. I think I need to transfer the investment account. Complete with me. Oh, can you guys hear the music on that? I wasn't sure if it was playing for you guys, and I meant to ask, but I totally forgot. Oh boy. So you get the music too. Whew. Let's see. Brian says, good luck, Scott. I love Wealthsimple after being at TD for a year. Samantha says, you caught me. I was waiting. No worries. It was funny. It was funny. Oh, so good. Rory says, now I want to visit Ireland. I've seen the deleted comment disappear from the chat, but Candace still sees it. And that would be very unfortunate, because if I still see it, right, and it comes into my StreamYard and I don't know what's a deleted comment, I'm probably going to read it. That might be what happens. Maybe I'm the only one who sees it, or I put it up on the screen and you're like, no, I deleted that. I've been chasing HISA for a while, and HISA not in the TFSA or RSP is not worth it. You lose in taxes. Let's see, RBC was 4.7. I need bigger buttons for my phone. I'm always hitting the wrong key. There we go. This is a test comment. Test. Are these comments that were deleted? There we go. So yeah, guys, if you delete a comment, oh boy. And there's no, unfortunately, there's no way I would know that either of these had been deleted. There's absolutely, that's not good, because I could just read your comment. Like you could be like, Candace, I think you're a poo-poo head on this one, and I'll read it. And then you may have realized that I'm not a poo-poo head, and you're like, oh gosh, nope, you're not being a poo-poo head. I don't know. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. I can take it. I can take it. Brian says I can try fast on my phone. Oh, I can type. I can type fast on my phone with the standard typos I have on the desktop. I just can't see it as well, and they are usually a little different. All right. Elisa says, okay, I figured it out. I have a bad habit of accidentally hitting send before I'm done typing my comment. Oh, that happens all the time. I deleted the test comment, but you still saw it. Yes, and I posted it up too. Amrit says, what's your thoughts on Air Canada for a swing again? Just was not sure on new channel. When reviewing channel, do you look over the year or the last 3 months? Okay, so here's the thing with Air Canada. So sometimes there are exceptions. Air Canada currently is an exception. So here was the channel that we were in, and we started to go into a new channel. Then what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. All right. So yeah, we had this big thing. So right now, here's the thing. We don't have a channel. We don't have a channel, but we have common sense. And that common sense is once this war is over, we're going to get some recovery. So Air Canada right now, yeah, it came all the way down here. This was the best time. If you could get it under 19 again, definitely get it. Even right here where we're at right now, we're at what, 1891? Still a good buy. You might have to wait though to be able to cash. This is not going to be one I think you can get out of fast, because quite literally, it could stay down until the end of this event. So it could be down for a month. So there's going to be lots of opportunity, and maybe it'll push down a little bit further. So I would have loved, I mean, heck, I would have loved to. Could you imagine if you got it at 1841? That would be fantastic. And the worst thing is in the challenge anyway, I can't get into Air Canada because I'm in that 2 month that little window. I'm waiting before I can get in on it again, but I'll get in on it. If this lasts a month, I should be able to get in on it a little bit later in the month. So that would be kind of cool. And I have right now. I currently have I got a small position in my trade account, and I'm looking to build that up. So I'll probably look at that. I'll probably be looking into that tomorrow to see what I can do there. All right. So Air Canada. Don't read. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna. Let's see. Lisa says, last I checked, RBC was only for 3 months. Simply is 4.5%, so a better deal for 5 months. There we go. Paul says, I hate YouTube on the phone. Has the send button on the keyboard. Hit it all the time by accident. Let's see. This isn't going into my RRSP or TFSA. What do you think about Dollarama at these levels? I believe they'll be releasing Christmas earnings soonish, around the 24th. I do like Dollarama. And you know what? They're not a swing trade company. Let's head it over here and let's add Dollarama. Here we go. Dollarama. And here we go. Let's pull them up. So yeah, I mean, Dollarama, to me, they're a good company. Yeah, they're a little bit down from their all-time highs, because here's their all-time high. They made it. They made it up to 209, but they're still doing pretty good. They're still doing pretty good. And they did buy, I think it's called the Reject Store in Australia. And now, just to be clear, the Reject Store they weren't doing great. But Dollarama bought them because they're like, yeah, let's buy them. Let's get them in shape. Let's sort of apply the Dollarama formula to them and turn them around. And I absolutely believe that's going to be completely successful. So I do see Dollarama long term as something that is going to continue to go up. So 200, I think, is going to be, I think that'll be the norm very, very soon. Right now, we're sitting at, what, 199? I could see let's say within the next year, I could see them being up to about 225. And curiously enough, I wonder what Yahoo thinks. Let's actually take a look here. I'm kind of, because Yahoo, they employ sort of a team of analysts to sort of predict where something's going to be within a year, what they think the price target is. So let's see here. DOL, let's put in the .to then. There we go. Let's see what their price target is. So my price target is about 225, and that's just using my head. Now, these are people who crunch the numbers, and they're guessing 212. So, okay, they're being a little more conservative than I am, but I'm thinking about 225. Yahoo's analysts are thinking 212. So either way, I think we're going to see Dollarama continue to move up over the next year. Brian says, now you put the war song in my head, Candace. Problem is, I can't remember half the words other than what you just sang. Yeah, I hear ya. Panzerlied is my war song. Let's see, I have to wait until March 20th before I can get in. As I was holding it in my TFSA, I'm thinking 30 days cool down period before picking it up. Otherwise, CRA problem, right? Correct. My question about Wealthsimple margin is because I have the funds. I'm just waiting for the transfer to complete, and I'm wondering if there's a penalty for using margin to cover those days I wait. Good question. I've absolutely no idea. None at all, but it's still a good question. All right. Amrit says, I think 2026 is a good year for consumer staples. Dollarama is just too high for me. Not sure if there is something lower to get in on. I think, yeah, Dollarama is expensive. I would love to see them, even if it was just a 2-for-1 split. I'd like to see them do a split. Knock that price down a little bit, make it a little more affordable. And sometimes companies like that, like I don't know if Dollarama offers, and obviously not the people who work in the store, not that they don't deserve it either, but they probably have some kind of stock options in there somewhere for somebody. And sometimes if you are offering or you want to get your employees to purchase your stocks, sometimes doing a stock split's a good way to get that price down so where it's a bit more affordable. But yeah, I'd like to see that. I would certainly like to see that. And what I mean by that, and also just when I was mentioning the frontline employees, just a lot of times they don't offer them things like, we'll offer you reduced stocks, because a lot of times people who are working in retail probably don't know a lot about stocks. Not to say that they don't all not know a lot about stocks, but I think a good number of them probably are more worried about just, living paycheck to paycheck, unfortunately. Um, you do. Nowadays, with a lower waged income, it's like, I don't think you can survive anymore. So what can I say? All right, guys, I have not seen if we hit that goal yet. So for the likes, I'm going to refresh that box. So we were at 33. I'd asked for you guys to get us at least to 50. And you did, 52. All right, not too shabby. Now we probably got about 20 minutes of show left. So let's try. Let's try for that 70 before we're done. So guys, if you have not yet hit that like button, now's the time. I'm going to have some coffee here. Just hit that button. It's great for the algorithm. It pushes this show out to more people. And what can I say? It keeps Mary from sending those thumbs up posts, for sure. Oh gosh, that is very good. That is absolutely fantastic. Oh gosh. All right. Oh, one little thing I wanted to bring up here is, let me pull it up first. So, I got an email from Brandon Beavis the other day, and it's sort of like, I don't know if it's a challenge or not, but it's kind of like an internal game. Whoops. Oh, there's the, I'm looking, where the heck is it? I thought I had it up here. I thought I had it up here somewhere. Discord holding, harvest, markets. I'm just going to close a couple of these. I thought I had, I actually thought I had lost, oh, maybe this is it. Nope, that is Yahoo Finance. All right, there we go. Okay, I guess I don't have it up. All right, let me pull it up. Then. All right, so Blossom, over on Blossom, one of the things that they're kind of doing amongst the ambassadors, having a kind of a contest. I don't know if there's really what to win or anything, but they're kind of looking at the little people, and I'm the little people, and sort of trying to get us to get more people over and signed up on Blossom. And I want to show that I got a little bit of sway. So guys, here's what I'm going to ask. Here's my question to you. Let me just, first of all, I'm going to drop this link in the chat. So if you are not yet on Blossom, do me a solid, please. Use this link, head on over to Blossom. It is an app, but you can also use it on your desktop as well. Like this here is on the desktop. Hook up with Blossom. While you're there, follow me. Follow me so I can follow you back. And I'll tell you why. Because when I'm on Blossom, I don't look at my main feed. I look at this. Oh, hey, Jazzy. Jazzy just followed me. I look at this feed right here, because these are the people who I'm following, and I'm following the people who follow me. And I come in every day or so, and I follow those people back. There we go. So I want to try to see if we can get as many of you guys over there as possible, and I will also really try to, I'm going to really try to get a post out this week. So I will do that. That'll be my commitment, is to get a post out this week. Your commitment is, if you're not yet on Blossom, head on over there, use my link. You can set up your portfolio with Blossom if you want. You don't have to. And what I mean by that is you can attach your portfolio. Now you can attach it manually. That's what I do, because they don't have API access to National Bank. They do have API access to like Questrade and Wealthsimple, so you can hook it up that way, or you don't have to hook it up at all if you don't want to. But if you do hook it up and you want me to look at it, that's kind of cool. I don't mind doing that. and these, feel free to direct message me. That's one of the ways. Oh, I got 9 direct messages waiting for me. I gotta look at those. I'm not gonna look at them on the air though, but feel free. That's one of the ways you can reach out to me. Just know that with Blossom, it's not as fast of me getting back. If you really want to message me fast, Discord is faster, because if you go into Discord, you can direct message me in there, or even if it's something that you don't mind being public, you can just call me out in chat, and it'll give me a little notification. Blossom doesn't give me a notification. That's why I don't. When I look at it, I kind of find it then at that point. But anyway, guys, definitely do me a favor. Go on over to the Blossom, sign up, get it all set up. It doesn't cost you anything. I mean, they have a pro version, but I think the non-pro version is just as good. So what can I say? What can I say? All right, now where am I? Let's see what we got here. All right, let's see. Loblaws is good to get in on. Perfect. The dislike button has no function. Why YouTube has it there is dumb. That's not correct. So the dislike button, like you are sending a message to the content creator, because I see every dislike. Like, when I look at something, like it's rare that I'll have 100% likes. I'll get a couple dislikes here and there. So that's always kind of interesting. And the interesting thing is the dislike button is also, the algorithm loves the dislike button just as much as the like button, because either way, it's interaction with the channel. And believe it or not, if you guys all hit dislike for a video instead of like, the algorithm would treat it the same way. So it does do something, but it won't show you the number. That's the one thing, is that it won't show people watching the number. I don't know if I think there's a setting. There might be a setting I could go in and turn on that maybe it might show, but I don't know. They might have taken that away, because there was a whole bunch of controversy when they took it away. But internally, I can see the like button. And here, you know what? Let me show you. We're going to drag this over. We're going to go into content. And yeah, right here. So these are the videos over here. So this one here, 100%, 100. Oh, down here. So this one here, the C-Win video, I got 3 dislikes on it. There we go. And the swing both ways video, that was ETF video. I got 3 dislikes on that. Got 2 dislikes on that one. 1 dislike on that one. Do I have any with a lot of dislikes? 2. No, that's a no. Oh, no, that's a 1. I need to find one with a really low. Oh, come on. There's got to be one that you guys have absolutely hated. All right, we're going back in time. Oh, gosh. Oh, here's a 99. 99. There's a 97. So that. Oh, this one here. My top 5 cover call ETFs. I got 15 dislikes on it. There we go. That might be. I wonder if that's the most disliked. It would take me forever to find out if that was the most disliked on the channel. Oh, what would be really interesting to find out? Let me go back to, here, give me a second here, guys. I'm kind of curious how much we've had when it comes to this one here. So this video here, this here is that sponsored video I did for 9 Point. So it's had 28,354 views. But look at this. It's had 1 dislike, only 1. Wow, 284 likes, 1 dislike. But it's showing up as a commercial. Like, they're using it as, they actually paid to put it as a commercial. And that's hilarious. Like, quite literally, guys, let me show you. Let's go into the analytics on this one. This is kind of cool. So let's see here. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, it actually brought in 18 subscribers. That's cool. Browse suggested videos, YouTube search. See more. Let's see more. I want to see more. Oh, it's not showing me. I could have swore it would actually show how many Actually, let's see. That's overview. Reach. Oh, let's go to audience. Audience might give me that. Regular viewers. Oh, it's not giving me anything. It's not giving me anything. All right. All right. Oh, that's strange. I could have swore I came in here and it was showing me how many times it served it up as an ad. But that one's been served up as an ad. And it's kind of interesting too, because when you look at it, so, oops, I kind of left it. Let's go back to it for a second. Here we go. Analytics. So one of the funny things when you look at it, this video itself, it's only made $39.47. That's how much AdSense I've gotten for it. But a lot of this view in here, a lot of that viewership, because it was, because the 9 Point was using it as an ad, then what ends up happening is I get nothing for that when that's happening. Nothing. Other than exposure, that's it. But I make absolutely nothing when it's, so when and that's why I've told you guys, and I'll mention it again, if I come up in a commercial, if I come up in a commercial when you're watching another video, don't feel like you have to watch it because it doesn't matter. If you hit the skip on it, that's perfectly fine because I'm not losing any money if that happens. But anyway, yeah. All right, let me pull this back. But yeah, that one there, a lot of the viewership on that one was because of the fact they threw it onto a commercial. I think if you subtract all of the commercial viewership, it's probably about a 5,000 video. So maybe 15,000 of those views came from being a commercial. Chad says, took a beating today. L ticker. Oh, Loblaws. Did Loblaws take a beating? Oh, I don't know. I didn't. All right, let's head over here. Let's head over here for a moment because it's just a little faster. Oh, look at this, down 1.22%. So yeah, a little bit of a beating today. A little bit. Yeah, well, the last couple of days. Well, actually, really, they've been heading down here since the 24th of February. So what can I say? Is Nutrien the next big thing after CU? Oh, good question. I think potash is going to be. I think it's going to be huge, because food shortages, especially with climate change, food shortages are going to be big. So I think anybody who is providing some of those essential, let's call them minerals, essential minerals for agriculture, I think that's going to be a big thing. So I think Nutrien could be big in the future. I like them on the long term for sure. And Chad saying summertime is coming, so farmers will be buying potash for the fields. Yeah, there's that as well. What about purposes Dolly for Dollarama? Oh, good point. So yeah, that's actually, you know what? I have not looked. I cannot tell you the last time I looked at Dolly. So this, of course, is a let's see here. Dolly. Oh my gosh, seriously? Let's just do it this way. Dolly. Oh my gosh. All right, purpose. Dollarama. That might do it. Let's see. Dollarama. All right. Why the heck can I not find it? That's a good question. Good question. Let's see here. Well, you know what? If I can't find it there, let's go here. Let's go here. Let's see if I can find it here, Dolly. Yeah, here it is. Bang. So this is one of those, yeah, they're yield shares. And let's see how they've been doing. Well, obviously they're, oh boy. I think I need to, what the heck is going on here? Yeah. Well, all right. We can kind of see a faint outline of how they've been doing. Pretty much they're, well, basically they almost look like a sine wave. But yeah, they actually do. They kind of look like a sine wave, but they're back to where they started. But at the same time, you are definitely getting income from that. So pretty much, I would say right now, if you got in at the beginning of this, of when they released Dolly, and this was back here when, August of 21, you pretty much are breaking even with whatever dividends you've received, that would of course be your full return on that one. I don't know why TMX is having troubles with Dolly, but yeah, Dolly. Yeah, I forgot about Dolly. That is a way to gain exposure. And you know what? Oh, wait a minute here. Let me try this again. Guys, I have an idea. All right. Can I actually? No, I can't. All right. All right. I'll just have to type it out. I'm going to try typing it out. Purpose Dollarama yield shares. We'll see if that will actually give it to us. No, it won't. See related searches. Purpose Canadian Financial Income, BNC. Oh, here it is. Dolly right here. Let's pull this up here. All right. That was probably not the best one to grab. I'm going to try this. I should have grabbed the OMG one. Let's see here. All right. Related searches. We're going to grab the OMG one because that should give us, hopefully it should give us the, and, oh, seriously, now it's not here? Really? Oh, this one's annoying me. Sometimes I get these ones that do annoy me like this, and the Dollarama one is definitely annoying me. So what can I say? I wonder if we can at least get the key data in here. Yeah, we get the key dividend growth. So, well, what is this yield? Here we go. Give me a second, guys. I'll work out the yield. I didn't want to have to pull out the calculator, but I will. 0.065 times 12, because you get 12 of them in a year. So that's 78 cents a year. And their price, $9.72. All right, divided by 9.725. And there we go, 8%. So you're basically getting an 8%, and that's not bad. So obviously, they're probably out of the money covered calls. So yeah, Dolly, good call, AW. All right, think China, load up every 3 to 5 years as well. Yeah, China does kind of like bulk buys from Nutrien. Mark, hey Mark, good to see you. My portfolio ups and downs are like riding a roller coaster, but not selling anything because I have a season pass to the theme park. Nice. I like that analogy. But the U.S. is going to manufacture all the potash they need, apparently. Chad says the best potash is in Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan, what a great place. They got all the best potash and the best uranium. All right, Dorpat says, gotta run, everyone. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Rory, meth, we don't need, oh, meth. I was going to say meth. Yeah, we don't need Canada's meth. There we go. We don't need Canada's oil, uranium, or potash, or lumber. We have lots. We don't need Canada. I know. Spain got the shaft from Trump yesterday. Oh, really? I do not know what that's about. Comments make a big difference to the algorithm too, especially audience interaction in the comments. Yeah, absolutely. It's actually, comments now have gotten to the point where before I used to reply to every single comment, and I still try, but I am so far behind. I'm so far behind. So if you get a comment from me on a video from like 2 weeks ago, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised, because I will normally, if I only have like 5 minutes, I'll go in and I'll look for ones that I can answer really fast. Because sometimes people will put, like, no word of a lie. Sometimes somebody will say, okay, here's my situation. Here's the amount of money I have, and what do you recommend? And then I will even get people who say, okay, could you redo this video, please, and add this ETF to it as well? And I'm just like, well, I'll revisit that sometime in the future, because I will. But, you know, I can't just remake a video because somebody wants another ETF in it. But, you know, sometimes I will pull down a little bit of data on that ETF and throw it back at them. But, you know, that's the thing. I think the problem that I have with comments is that I try to be a bit too thorough with my answer. So sometimes when somebody asks me something and it takes me 15 minutes to compose the comment or my reply, that's probably taking away from 3 or 4 people where I could have just said, oh, I like what you're doing, or, you know, hey, that's a great idea. Those type of comments. All right, Mark says, I wish Blossom would do a breakdown by account. When I view someone's portfolio, it matters to me because I'm in consumption phase, so important to see what folks hold in which accounts. Do they not do that? Yeah, you're right. They should do that. I will mention that to Brandon, but now I want to go there and just double check and see if we're missing something. So here we go. Whose account can I go to? I'll just, you know what? I'm just going to pick whoever this person is, Stephanie. I don't know who you are, Stephanie. So yeah, let me just take a look here and quick. So here we go. See all of Stephanie's stocks. Sort, total value. All right, let's see here. And yeah, you're right. There's nothing here that I can go, I don't think. Let's see, copy, report, block. I don't want to block you. Yeah, there's nothing here that really shows me how I could, you know, because yeah, like when you, for example, when you look over here at my portfolio, I can see here TFSA, but that's a really good point. That is a really good point. Huh. All right, I'll email Brandon. I'll email Brandon about that one, Mark, because I like that. That's a great, I think that's a great idea. It's never crossed my mind, but that is a great idea. Like, you know, does it even tell me? Yeah, no, it won't, because if I click on this, it's just going to take me in and tell me stuff about VUN. So, oh, it's having apparently Vanguard's having a fee cut. That's kind of cool. But yeah, you're right. It doesn't really give me a lot of information here. So yeah, I'll talk to Brandon about that, because I think that's a great idea. Use your video, and you picked up Fish. I think you said it was a royalty company for gold. How would you compare to Div? Looking to grab royalty sector, both priced similar. All right. I like Div better right off the bat. So here's the thing with gold, or sorry, with Fish. I like it. Obviously, I like the name. I think the name is catchy. I like that it's investing in minerals, but I'm kind of grabbing Fish more for a play, because the thing is, right now, Fish is they're kind of new. When I say the play, I'm talking about the play on their growth. So Fish for me is more of a growth play, because when we look at the dividend for Fish, and let's actually take a look here, because this is kind of one of the neat things when you look at it, and I think, and let me just pull this up here. Oh, how did that happen? Obviously, all right. So I want to do a couple things here. First of all, whoa, I don't want to go to Canva. I wanted to be on this one. All right, so first of all, Fish. Here we go, Fish. So Sailfish royalty. All right, now you'll look and you'll see, like, you know, we've got 3.7 USD dividend, and they mention a quarterly. Now, this might be a new thing, because this is kind of that thing. When I actually go into their key data, I can see we got one in July, and it looks like we had a second one in July. So I'm like, I'm not sure why they paid out twice. I haven't really done the research on that. And then, of course, October. So October to July, and then July. So it looks like they were semi-annual at one point. So I don't know if how that got changed or what's going on with that. So it's kind of interesting. What's really interesting too, I guess, is, well, yeah, though they were both declared at separate times. So the 1.3 and the 3.7. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on with their dividend. But what I am sure about is, you know, when we look at this growth, I'm liking the growth. You know, and once maybe we'll figure out the dividend. I think that's going to be kind of interesting. Let's see. Yeah, Scott says Blossom shows percentage. Yeah. Now it will show the amounts to you. You know, so you can look at it. You can look at your own amounts, but it won't show it to anybody else. So, you know, when I look at, so yeah, and here, let's go back to Blossom. I'll just give you an example here. Boop-a-doop-doo, where the hell are you, Blossom? Oh, you're at the end. There we go. So yeah, when I was looking at Stephanie, I can see her percentage, like VUN, 31.3 cents. But when I look at When I look at the 0 to 100K challenge, I can see the dollar amounts. So I can see everything that's in there. And that's fantastic. That's what I want to be able to see. I want to be able to see that in here. I think I can change it to a percentage. I think if I do, no, all right. I think that's just breaking it down. I don't know if there is a way I could do that to see just the percentages for myself. I think for you, yeah, you see dollar amounts. Everybody else who goes to your profile sees percentages. But it's interesting. I would love to be able to take the 0 to 100K challenge and unlock it so you guys can just see the dollar amounts. I'm okay with that, but I don't know. Let's see. I think that's exactly what Mark is meaning. And I like that, to be able to sort of say, I just want to look at that person's TFSA, or I just want to be able to look at their RRSP. Because even right now, you don't know which is in which, and that, to me, that could be, I think that's a really good idea. Amrit, sorry, viewed fish in your recent video. You think it's a good grab, or is div? Oh, we already did that one. I'm curious, what do you think of BK? So BK is fantastic. That there, of course, is the Bank Core Split Core, so Class A shares. And here, let's pull up BK. All right, so here's BK, and this here is, so once again, this here is a split core, so it is not a covered call, but it does provide a pretty good monthly dividend of 15.848%. Now, when we look at it over the last year, you can see it's done pretty much the same thing as all of the other banks, but you're getting a really good dividend on it. Now, the one thing you have to be careful of with this here is that because it's a split core, so there's two different versions. There's this one here, and then there is, and let me pull this up. We're going to duplicate the tab. Let's see here. Bank Core. Let's see. Right here, this one here, Canadian Bank Core Preferred Shares. So we got this one here. So the way split cores are done is they basically have the preferred shares. So the preferred shares get paid first. And then everything that's left over goes into the Class A. So, but there's a rule with split cores. If the NAV falls below 15, they suspend dividends. Now you might be saying, uh-oh, that's $10. The other one is $13.95. No dividends. Well, it's not that simple. The NAV that they're talking about is not for one of them, but it's the combined NAV. So you have to look at both of these. And that's what I'm saying. In this case here is $13.95. The other one is 10. So their NAV, combined NAV is 23. So the only time you would be in trouble of that dividend basically getting suspended is if between the two of them, it falls down below 15, because that's kind of a thing. They suspend it to basically put that money back into the system to get them to the point that they can get the NAV back up and start paying you again. So it is kind of a mechanism of a split core. And right now we're in absolutely no danger of any of the split cores cutting dividends. So, back in the pandemic, we had some split cores cut dividends, but that's because they did fall below 15. But right now, everything is looking pretty rosy for split cores, for sure. I actually want to do, and probably going to do it in March, I think. I want to do a split core video because there's a lot of really good income there that I think is going to be good for a while. But like if we start to head into a bear market, that's when you want to really be watching the split cores, because maybe you want to move out if you want to, if you want to keep your income stable, or if you're okay with maybe losing, 2 or 3 months of dividends somewhere in the middle of the worst part of the bear market, well, that's another option. And keep in mind, some split cores did well in the last bear market, but others didn't. And part of it was also we had the aggressive rate hikes in there too. So, there was a lot of factors. Scott says, hello, Dolly. Let's see, HHIS.U was up 3.04%, but regular HHIS was up 2.43. Why the difference? Good question. It's probably a currency difference. So that's what I'm going to say. Probably currency. Dolly down 5.14% on the year. Danielle, problem with Blossom, there is no support beyond AI. I can't get it on my phone. So when it came on the computer, I signed up. Now it stopped syncing and I can't disconnect it or add my trades manually. Oh, that's very weird. Did you try it in a different browser, maybe? That's kind of where I would try next. I mean, I'm using it in Safari and I don't have any issues. But yeah, try it in another browser and let me know, Danielle, if you know, after you do that, if it's still not doing it. I can always reach out to Brandon and see if we can get somebody to look at it or figure something out. I don't know. Chad, where Dole is up over 33% for the year. Okay, fair enough. Like, yeah, I didn't look at it for the year. I was just looking at it for the life of it. And Dole is definitely up more. So yeah, obviously you're losing a good amount of upside for sure. No doubt about it. But that's the function of covered calls. You do trade upside for income. Pathfinder, looks like WSP is bottoming at these levels. They just had stellar earnings. All right. Paul, I am doing so well that since September 2nd, I'm up 3.25%. Yesterday, I was at 0%. Let's see, unless you're a paid member on Blossom, you can't distinguish between non-reg RRSP and TFSA. I don't know about that. I've got Blossom Pro, and it does not distinguish. Let's see. I liked Fish when he was on Barney Miller. There we go. Let's see. Steven says, good afternoon, all. Better day today after a rough Tuesday. Yeah, exactly. Chad is not a fan of green days. No buying opportunities like my flash sales. Kyle from Blossom confirmed to me they don't break down by account and don't include RRIF and cash accounts at this time. Can only see your own breakdowns. Now I know I did ask Brandon about the cash accounts, and I was like, Brandon, come on, you know, put it on the drawing board, because you know some people do hold cash positions, and it would be nice to be able to include that in your portfolio. And he said it was a good idea, so I'm hoping. You only see your own accounts separated in Blossom if you have Pro. Oh, okay, there we go. Wealthy in Time. Off topic. You did interviews on this channel. Are you planning continuing with these interviews? Yeah, I've done some interviews. I've had Adriano. I've had Brandon Beavis. So yeah, I do want to get another one going. Actually, Gary Gill. I want to get Gary Gill over here soon. And I've also, of course, I had the CEO from Evolve on the channel as well, and I had a couple of the developers from 9 Point. So yeah, I do want more. I do want to do more. Absolutely. Should you watch the split core NAV and get in when they suspend dividend and it drops to buy at a low and then get the better div and cap gains? Well, yeah, if a split core is in that position, that's not a bad entry point. It's not a bad entry point at all. I'm just thinking though, watching them in terms of, if they're down and you're like, oh, it looks like my dividend's going to be suspended. So that way there, you kind of got a general idea and decide if that's something, for some people, it might be something they don't want. But like I said, like you look at BK. So this here is BK. Let's just take a gander here. If we go into the key data, all right, so let's see here. All right, okay, I'm just going to go back in time a little bit. So there's 23, there's 22, there's 21, and we're heading back into 20. And here we go. They had one on April of 2020. They only suspended it for 1 month. That's it. So this one but this is also a really good one, and it's also the Canadian banks, which makes it pretty resilient. But for this one, we had 1 month in the, basically quite literally, it was pretty much right after the pandemic was called. So yeah, we've reached the end. We have. Normally we only go to, and normally this show was an hour and a half. We went an extra 15 minutes, but that's okay. You guys were talking. I look at it that way. If you guys are super talky, I'll go. I usually will go longer. I don't care. But we are at the end. Thank you for pointing that out, Scott. It's like, it's that sign. Don't go any further. Severe tire damage past this point. Anyway, guys, I will be back. We'll be here again tomorrow. We're going to do this all over again. It should be. Hopefully it's a good day. Hopefully it's another green day. We'll see what it looks like. Until then, though, guys, have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I have one last thing I do want to say, though, before I go, and that is, well,